Good morning, everyone. Eagles had the bye week. Chicago played Detroit, who the Eagles will be playing on Sunday. Chicago beat Detroit 17-14. I was watching clips of that game this morning. Uh, Pretty embarrassing, I think, for Detroit. Stafford's been lighting it up offensively this year, putting up pretty good numbers. Threw two picks yesterday that looked horrendous. One was the wrong play. He threw it on and out. Guy didn't break. It looked really good. The other one was just ridiculous later in the game. He threw for 213 yards. He was sacked twice. They ran the ball for 66 yards in a game that really wasn't that far apart. I think it was 17-6 for a while. They still could have been running the ball. They did not. The offense looks bad. Well, looked bad yesterday against Chicago. Granted, Detroit was playing outside. They're not very good when they go outside. They're not very good when they go home either. But they were outside against Chicago. Chicago played a little bit yesterday. Detroit's pass rush really couldn't get to Hoyer. They had two sacks yesterday, but he picked them apart yesterday. Detroit's run defense is atrocious. Matthews comes back healthy. They could probably even sit him another week, because of his ankle or whatever is bothering him this week. Probably got hurt on a bye week somehow. But Barner, let him run it a lot. He should be able to carve him up. Smallwood really looked good last week before. They could get a couple yards. They're not going to catch him. So that looks pretty good. Also, when they were in a red zone, Chicago went to Miller for their tight end set. With Ertz coming back, that looks really good. Between Selleck getting a couple here and there, Ertz being a big target, he'll be able to get some. And, even if they throw Burton in there a little bit too, still give him a couple touches. Their hands seem to be pretty decent. Still waiting for Doyle to catch on and really light it up with about 5-6 catches. I think he could, just throw it up and catch it for that guy. I really don't care about the play calling. If he knows the plays or anything like that, just throw the ball up to the guy and let him go get it. It's a huge target, And they say Wentz, overthrows a lot anyway. He's the guy to go to. I mean, if the guy's 6'5" or something like that, 6'6", what the hell, throw the ball to him. Lane Johnson decision, I think, is supposed to be coming out tomorrow. So Doug had, 2 weeks basically to figure out. We'll have 2 weeks to figure out what he's going to do, how he's going to move things around, get people adjusted. I still believe Lane Johnson could possibly appeal this decision, and then still be good for this week. If not, no big deal. I think that, again, it'll be a good game against Detroit. They don't seem to be really pushing. So they should be in pretty good shape there, I believe. Monday, I would really like this game to be on Monday night. I'd really like to hear Gruden just constantly talking about Cox and pounding Jim Bob Cooter's offensive line. And since Jim Bob Cooter's the offensive coordinator there's just so many jokes they can go through, Cox penetrating Cooter and all that stuff. And I'd really like to I'd like to see that. I know last week there was, I think Nance made a comment about Ben had Cox all over him. That was pretty funny. I'm sure you guys, if you have 4th, 5th grade humor like I do, you guys were all laughing. I think Eagles, it's going to be an early prediction. Usually I wait a little bit, come out on Thursday or Friday. But, looking at that game, how the Eagles been playing, Eagles will cover. They're 2.5 point favorites right now. I think that's going to I think it'll go up a little bit, even though they're on the road. They'll cover that. They'll go 4-0. They will be playing Washington after that in Washington, which I really don't care about Washington. And they will return to the Link 5-0. They will be playing the funky-eyed Sammy Sleeves, Sam Bradford, and the Minnesota Vikings with no running back. And I think they're going to be able to, that'll be a good game. I think Minnesota's playing tonight, so we'll see how it goes from there. But they might even get another big injury, who knows, So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think there's going to be a problem there. I think the Eagles will be 5-0 and then facing them. And I like any team that's inside on turf. Once they get outside, it's a big difference. I think they'll be all right. I think the Eagles will, surprisingly, 5-0, pretty nice. No way did I expect that. Then they got that big run coming up, too, where they're playing some bigger teams. It'll be a nice cushion if they do have a couple setbacks. They'll still be in decent shape to with the division with Dallas. Giants, you don't know. Washington, I don't think will have a run this year. I thought last year was a total mirage. It seems like it's going to be. They're at 2-2. Um, you know, I'm not really impressed by them at all. Lastly, Ryan Howard's last game yesterday with the Phils, most likely with the Phils. Um, he was a guy, I wanted him gone this year. I wanted them to either buy him out or, they wouldn't be able to move him because there's no way they're going to be able to move 25 million. Make a move, pay him out, get rid of him. That wasn't going to happen. Um, but it's nice that he finished. It was nice they gave him a nice send off yesterday. He's a guy that carried that team for a long time. His numbers were during that 5-year stretch were just absolutely incredible, from rookie to year and the Silver Slugger awards, and sharing that with Chase and being up there with Jimmy with MVP. Just an incredible run for him for that while. And even so now, it's like even yesterday, and I recorded the game. I was out at a tournament all day yesterday, but I watched the game last night, and it's just still on the edge of your seat when he comes up. I mean, he rolls over a couple ground balls, gets some double plays. Still was reluctant to go the other way like he did when he first came up. But man, the guy could still just put a ball out every once in a while and be a game changer. And to see him finish with the Phillies this year, it was good, and especially for a team that really wasn't playing for anything. Between him and Joseph going back and forth at first base, they had the best home run production for a first baseman, and that was really nice. I expect a ton of changes next year. Whatchamacallit? Shit, I forget the guy's name. The Henderson, hitting coach. He's gone. They got him right away. As well as they should have. Their offense is atrocious, but they've been going through hitting coaches year after year after year. They said Charlie Manuel was a great hitting instructor as he was manager, and they still couldn't hit the ball. So they go into funks, reluctant to change on some guys. Some mentalities have definitely got to change, and I think they could bring in these young guys up, Crawford, Quinn. If the guy can ever stay healthy for more than 3 weeks, it'd be nice to see. Crawford had a little oblique injury late in the season for AAA. And see how he is when he comes back up for next year. He should be up there because they're talking about Galvis and Hernandez, who's going to get that spot. So it should be interesting. Clintock's got a hell of a lot to do. Starting pitching, I really wouldn't worry about right now. I would definitely get some bats because I know the pitching is the pitching. That ballpark, you got to put up some numbers, and it's embarrassment if they can't put up home runs in that ballpark. You got problems. It's like a wiffle ball field in there, and they got to do something there. Usually don't break off to the Phillies because I could go on for hours with the Phillies. Baseball is really my game, but Eagles are kind of fun to talk about because you get a little bit of time to talk in between. But we'll see how it goes with the Eagles this week. I think it's going to be a win. All right, have a good week. I will talk to you guys next week.